this might be a weird little point, but maybe like a lot of people want to. Oh, yeah, you fucking all up.
And that's the whole thing is like they can't see my face. So as long as I keep it cool and like I just play it off, it don't even matter.
You ain't even fucking up at that
It
point.
don't even matter. Yeah, you don't even know what I'm going.
That shit funny. But everybody, people talk about, look up to, almost idolize some of these stars, but they talk mad shit about them all day long. Like they can in any way form an opinion on them, right? And it's like, how come I want to be a rapper. I want to be a music artist. I want to make music, record music, and perform music for the rest of my life. If anything, that's the dream. That's the dream. I don't look at rappers like that.
Yeah, you're not trying to be them. You
I don't
like their
well, no. What
career
I'm saying
choice.
is, beyond that, like I don't either villainize them or victimize them either in any way, or treat like they're anything like demonic almost. Like some people will look at some of these artists and be like, you piece of shit, how could you do shit like
Right.
that? And it's like, I try to give them a little bit of benefit of the doubt, but that might be more because I come from the people who look up to them but still villainize them don't understand them. And those people sit there and like, why would you ever want a lifestyle like that? But they still glorify it. I don't glorify it, but I also don't want that lifestyle. I don't think any of them do. But that's what they have to talk about. And I feel like that's why I don't really hold much of that against them, because I actually have walked in their shoes a lot. Like and I feel like other people like you, anybody else, I could ask bro, like,
There you go. Chief it out. Chief it out. You're a champion.
fucking God, boy.
You win.
Fucking
I'm
God.
put this on your side. I already know how that shit's gonna go.
I be letting bloods go out all day long. But especially with that wax.
Hey,
But
it's probably just about to hit it too.
by understanding them, I do feel like that makes me less likely to glorify and villainize them, because I understand why their lives are the way they are to some degree. I understand why they want the things they want. I don't have those things. I gotta go past those who were okay settling, because I didn't even have the option to settle. I had to work for that. If I'm gonna work for that, I might as well work to go way more.
Don't make sense to just break our necks to get what we've seen other people have. We might as well go for the stuff that we ain't never seen before. We're already getting further than we thought we'd get anyway, or
I
the
swear.
projections from our youth.
It's like, yeah, I mean, like, all the way down to even my parents, who I love to death. My parents have always been some of my biggest supporters. Even tried to pocket me to some degree as a kid. So at this point, not even my parents, who know me better than anybody except myself, could tell me that that's not obtainable. It's all obtainable.
If you can visualize it, as corny as people try to make that shit seem with like the whole manifestation shit, that shit is real. Half the people that are talking about it aren't really living the lifestyle, but that's it with anything. But still doesn't make it any less real. Like, because unless you,
At the end of the day, you just like, you can't pass some kind of judgment on any of these people if you haven't in some degree walked in their shoes. If you look at them and you love everything they're talking about, but you can't relate to any of it, you have a lot of balls calling them a bad person.
it's just like the politicians. We can even make it like a bigger thing where it's like politicians trying to make public policy or make rules and laws for people that they don't understand. You could never, most presidents could never understand how I live on a day-to-day basis, even if I were to explain it to them. So how are you going to make a decision on my future based off of something that you don't understand? Let's just say this goes back to the artists. Like, you can't judge. I can't judge an NBA young boy as like a bad person necessarily. There's certain things I can agree with and disagree with just as a person, but I don't know what he's going through on a day-to-day basis. I don't know what's driving him to do the things that he's doing, the decisions that he's making, the places he's going, the people he's around. All I know is that Baton Rouge is a third world country to most people. If you've never seen a lifestyle like that and you're just a regular American, you go over there, it will be very reminiscent to you stepping outside the country. You'll see guerrilla warfare like you've never seen. You'll see a lifestyle. We won't even get into the particulars of that. You know, if you go over, if you know, you know.
I remember when I was I don't know why I was about to say a kid. This was I was probably like 19 at the time. I was me and my sister had to drive down to Fort Pierce, Florida, and we were driving through heading to a military recruitment office. And she looked off to the side and she saw a guy yelling at a guy on the other side of the road, and he pulled his shirt up. You could actually see he had a pistol. And the other guy like showed, like, he reached up his shirt, flashed his gun too, and they started yelling at each other. And then they just walked off. We was at like a light or something the whole time. And my sister was like, what the fuck's up with that? She couldn't even wrap her head around it.
Right.
I was like, you got no idea what the fuck's going on. You can't hear what the hell they're saying. You don't know what it was. I was
Mind
like,
your fucking business.
For all you know, one guy threatened the other dude's kid. So he showed his gun off. Oh, I got one too. Well, you know what? You best walk the fuck off. All right, I walked the fuck off too. It was gone. Now, if it was me, you start Mike, I'm going to shoot you. But you don't know. So I was just like, it's real. Some places really are just like third world countries to people who have never been places like that. Now, me growing up, I spent tons of time down places like Fort Pierce. So it was like,
It was
3 years
more
later,
normal for you.
3 years later, it was just like, I've been
Yeah.
here before.
It's just like gangs in Cali. Like if you're from some place where you don't have gangs and you go over there and it's like it's the Mecca. Like that's where Bloods and Crips started. Like what do you do? You move into Compton and like it's almost like you have to learn an entirely new world. Like and you can move just states away. Like
I don't mind
few
putting
hours
it out
over.
too if it.
Huh?
I don't mind putting it out too. We can always spark it back up later.
Yeah. Either way.
You want to hit it again?
Fuck it. We thugging. But yeah. Whatever it comes to walking in people's shoes, it just like everyone's struggle is different. So like you can't tell me how I'm supposed to react or move or associate or whatever.
Real quick before we get going too much further, I just figured real quick we're probably about 10 minutes in. We probably actually get started with the show real quick.
Oh yeah.
So just real quick, everybody, welcome to Forreal. This is the hip hop rap podcast where we look at current events and rap news going on every day, social media, try to relate it to everyday culture, street culture, and the people who just can't really. They can't really relate to what's going on. Try to bridge that gap a little bit between that and this. So thanks for joining us. If you can't tell today, we're kind of looking on, just like kind of judging a book by its cover. You gotta take some time, walk a mile. If you haven't walked a mile in their shoes, don't try to pass any judgment on their life like you know anything about them. And it is that blunt and bold. I got my cat.
Our other co-host, intermission for our other co-host, or other, damn, I said that like a British person almost. Our other co-host, Mortimer.
Yeah, he always gets in.
He's like, what's going on? Come on. You posting up or you just gonna go into the cut again and just watch? I feel you play the background. That's my favorite. Yep, just watching everything in the cut, just hanging out.
One day we'll have a place dedicated for this. I don't want to worry about stuff like that, but I'll probably still have a stew cat. You know what I mean? But it is another good point because part of understanding why these artists act the way they do is understanding where they actually come from. And when I say where they come from, I mean this literally. I don't mean the streets, poor,
right,
wealthy, whatever. I mean Chicago, New York, California, Florida. I mean where they come from.
Right. Understanding the actual demographic and the environments that they were raised in. Like,
and how broad shit can be because motherfuckers will want to sit there and act like, well, I don't know what you're talking about. I grew up in Chicago, so I don't know what artists like Chief Keef and Lil Durk and this are talking about. Like, it's not actually like that there. I can tell you somewhere you've never been in Chicago. Right
Facts.
here and now.
Facts.
I can tell you somewhere you've never set foot into.
because that little section, because everybody makes it seem like it's either the people that make it seem like Chicago's not that bad or the people that make it seem like all of Chicago is bad. And people don't understand. It's really just a section of Chicago that has all that going on. Like, there's crimes that happen anywhere. That's just
It's worse than big cities that are bigger than Chicago as a whole. That one little area.
That one little area. And but that's also what people got to understand. People also got to understand the gentrification of Chicago. Like, my aunt is a reporter out there and shit like that, to where she literally watched and has been for years, like 10, 15 years probably, where she watched how they tore down certain housing projects in like GD and BD neighborhoods. If y'all don't know what that is, look that up. It's just like Bloods and Crips, but Chicago. They started in Chicago. Gangster Disciples and Black Disciples. But yeah, the GDs and BDs are separate neighborhoods that were like blocks away and shit like that, like way further away than like just a street, you know, like you had to make a little drive. It was a little move. Now they broke all those housing projects down and funneled them into neighborhoods and gave them like stipends or like some type of like housing allowance where they could live in houses instead of housing projects and like little like streets and shit like that versus like big ass building. Who the fuck isn't gonna take that, you know?
Yeah.
But now your op lives right next door to you or a street over. The same motherfucker that killed my cousin 5 years ago, but I've been waiting to catch.
Yeah.
The fuck you think is gonna happen?
Yeah.
Like the city knew, and in those areas
No,
where they
they're
tore those housing projects down, look at the real estate now.
Very
It's
slick
fucking
way of
booming.
hoping they kill themselves off is all it is.
Facts. Yeah, and then once they get like, it's the same thing's gonna happen in the same area that they're in right now, where all that shit is popping off. Any logical person can look at that and know
Absolutely.
that like that is a problem. But it's like most logical people aren't willing to actually address it. You know, they just kind of want to write it off as like, oh, they're just wilding over there. Like, no, you don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, if you were put in those shoes and you grew up there, wherever the fuck you came from, just rewrite it. Grew up in, you know, you might be doing the same thing. So before you judge, like, try to understand.
It's Chicago. You were talking about Chicago. That's exactly what the different boroughs in New York are even like. Because if you go to certain places, like Manhattan's the business hub,
Right.
like
Fashion and
heavily
shit.
patrolled.
Yeah.
Heavily
Oh,
patrolled.
them cops will
Them
fuck
cops
you
don't play. That's where the
over in
bike
Soho.
cops are. That's where the walking caps are. Caps, yeah, they do that a lot too, boy. Let me tell you.
Capping. Cops, yo, disclaimer, or not disclaimer, this is a fact. Cops can legally lie to you. Just throwing that out there. Cops can fucking lie to you. It is not their job to tell you the truth. The judge is the one that sentences you, not the cop.
Stop taking that advice from movies that cops have to tell you.
Yeah, just shut. Listen,
answer every question.
Right, just shut the fuck up and
as
go
the
to
movie
jail
saying.
and figure that shit out. Shut the fuck up and go to jail and figure that shit out.
Lawyer.
I swear to
Lawyer.
God.
Repeat after me. Fuck you, officer. Let me go to jail. That's all you gotta say.
I promise you, I've heard him say it to an officer on my fucking daughter's life.
But you got Manhattan. That's the business hub. That's taken care of. Staten Island, Queens. Those are more a little bit nicer. Staten Island's very nice. That's where CJ's from.
Group E. It's different.
That's crazy. That's crazy. They do that though, and they push those people to those areas, and they try to keep that. Like, I mean, I've seen it down in Florida. I've seen areas in Florida like if you looked like you could be confused as homeless in certain parts of Florida, cops pick you up and take you out, drop you off outside city limits. We don't allow homeless people to slum around here. It's not allowed.
Right.
What the hell was that? I got no idea who the fuck that is.
They outside the spot loud. But yeah, no, I definitely feel that. See, that goes back to like the misunderstood rappers and shit like that too, though, is like if let's say Gucci obviously was in that situation where he killed someone in self-defense, like, was that necessarily wrong? Like, was killing that guy in that situation wrong? Like, who's to say he wouldn't have killed Gucci? Like, they tied him up. Like, that was a whole organized setup. Like, so.
And if you take somebody who's normal, and I do understand that that was a very, very street scenario that happened with people who had
all this documented,
had money already.
Yeah.
Where, like, if you take people like that who were not used to having that type of luxury, and you throw them that far up that fast, their natural response has not changed yet.
Right.
I'm still straight. Don't you fuck with me.
Because it's been so long in the streets. They're rich for a couple years. You really expect them to just have everything figured out? They were just trying to survive every day for their entire life. And now they don't have to like worry about that as much. That same hunger, a lot of those same tendencies. Like there's like there's childhood habits that I had that like I of course had to let go because I'm a fucking grown ass man now, but there's still certain things I just like to do. Like there's just certain things that you're just gonna stay, like certain habits that I had in certain periods of my life, like that I'm just gonna stay with at this point just because like I like it. Like it's just what the fuck it's just part of me at this point almost. Whereas like for an example, like as a kid, like you liked like certain video games or like it's nostalgic. So you might still play those as an adult. Obviously, you can't play them as much or whatever. Like, let's say you're a dope boy in the game or some shit like that, and you're doing your thing, you're carrying around a gun all the time, like for protection. You might not need to all the time. Like once you get past a certain point, and that lifestyle is in the past, but you might still do it just because you feel safer. It's just what the fuck it is. Like you can't get mad at people for reacting to certain situations, certain ways if that was just how they were brought up. Like I don't know, like. Those are probably examples that might go over some people's heads, but still.
I would hope not, though, because it really is as simple as just understanding that, like, that's never a situation you've ever had to be in, live in, or adapt to.
Right.
Most people who come from I guess lots of opportunity, immediate available opportunity, never lose it. People who come from none of that and create it for themselves, like they've experienced that other lifestyle. So they've had to adapt to you way more than you've ever had to adapt to them. Stop. You're expecting them. They're coming into your world and you're expecting them to already understand you 100%.
Right.
Fuck off. Like,
It don't even make sense.
it doesn't. Like, that's crazy. Like, because, yeah, no, anybody out there who has always just had great things, never had to work for it. They've never had to understand people who have. Never in their life. It's just normal. Some people, it is not normal to have a car even at 16, let alone have fucking a paid scholarship by your parents to a college of your choice at 18. You're fucking bugging. Like, that's crazy.
Everybody's opportunities and life setup is different, but people be forgetting that. They get so caught up in themselves and what they have going on, and I wouldn't do it like that. It's almost like that reality TV aspect where like the reason why people watch.
Let me take it all from you and see how you do it.
Right.
Let me go put you there for the next 2 years and see how you fucking do it.
Exactly. Because if you were able, like, that's like with the reality TV shit. Like, most people like watching reality TV shows because they're like, I would have said it like this, or I would have did this situation like that. Or same thing with sports. Like, I would have called this player, I would have ran with this guy, or I would have put this, whatever, I would have picked that player. Go fucking do it. Because at the end of the day, just like you said, if you were doing it, you wouldn't be doing as good a job probably as the motherfuckers that are on that screen right now. That's why you're fucking watching them. Mm-hmm. So shut the fuck up, sit back and enjoy the show.
If you stay in your lane. Different, I wouldn't pick reality TV because that shit's scripted.
Right, but yeah, we'll go with sports. That's why I do the sports, just because I wanted to hear. I'm like,
shit real quick.
Yeah, for sure.
I had to
but
say
like,
some dumbass shit real quick.
Is people getting caught up in like watching their favorite artists and like, I can't believe Kevin Gates with da da da, or I can't believe Young and Ace with da da da, or fucking Chief Keef, or any of these motherfuckers like. YNW Melly, that's everybody's favorite with like demonizing. Like everybody sees him as like, we don't know what the fuck happened. This nigga's still technically going through court. He hasn't been sentenced yet. But everybody just says he killed his friends and da da da. Murder on my mind about his friends
since day one.
And at the end of the day,
he stayed shut the fuck about it because he's got a lawyer that's smart.
And at the end of the day, this motherfucker is innocent until proven guilty, not the other way around. Y'all got it fucked up. This is not the court of public opinion. Y'all don't.
And it's our job to appreciate the system in place. Stop trying to say whether they're guilty or not guilty.
Right.
It is our job as everyday citizens and people who are at a mercy to this system to appreciate that it's innocent until proven fucking guilty.
Dead ass.
That's our job. It's their job as prosecutors to try to make him guilty.
Right.
So stop trying to do their fucking job. Stay in your own goddamn lane. Appreciate the system at place and shut up, sit down, wait until you find out what happens when he comes back out, because I want some more music from my guy. When he comes back out, appreciate his fucking music.
Yeah, free Melly.
Free the fuck out of my boy.
Free Melly. That nigga is talented. And it's shameful to see that talent, like, get put in a box like that, and then people think that he deserves to be there. Like, shut the fuck up. You weren't in that car. You don't know him. You don't know the people involved. Mind your fucking business until it comes out in black and white, because that's what's going to happen. Like, that nigga is... I'm dead. Morty in the cut, sleeping. He's a co-host for real, though.
He really is a co-host. And, like, they forget that everything in life is about what's coming up next. Stop trying to hold 2 years ago, 4 years ago, 10 years ago against an artist who's doing better than you. It's about what they do next. Are they being good people right now?
Right.
Are they doing what they need to do for themselves, theirs, their family? Fuck off. That's the best I can say. I said that a few times like a broken record this damn time, but a lot of this does come down to minding their own business. You know how I feel about that one.
Right. Even bringing up Melly again. Like, if people like let's be honest. Like, where Melly grew up in Gifford, like where Melly grew up in Gifford, you know that area. You know there's not a lot of opportunity there. You know how the children grow up there and what they get into. We not even gonna get into those specifics. At the end of the day, would we rather him be in fucking Gifford still, or would we rather him be getting money? Like, it's a lot.
And that whole area of Florida's done nothing but go south and south and south and south
like
every year.
Like, come on, this kid has an opportunity, and y'all want to demonize him before we even giving him the opportunity to show us what he can actually do. He's still young as hell, you know. Like, shit's literally young nigga world. Like, he's still figuring it out. Like, let him figure it out. What the fuck were you doing at that age? You know, like, what would you have done at that age with $1 million? Like, let's throw that in the account. We haven't even talked about the money part.
I promise.
You talking about literal kids. Like, NBA Youngboy probably had his first meal before he was 18.
You give grown-ass people who have been managing money their life a winning lottery ticket, and they're broker than they've ever been in 3 years.
Piss it off.
They're broker than they were before they started, because they get themselves into a life they can't upkeep, bro.
We should be amazed and proud that these motherfuckers even got as far as they did. Again, I'm not gonna act like young boy is just a fucking saint and he don't be having his issues and shit like that. But at the end of the day, that's a fucking accomplishment that he's even made it that far. That's dope. That's amazing. We'll never see no shit like that ever again. But at the end of the day, he has his bad just like he has his good, just like anybody else. Just like you and me, just like the motherfuckers listening to this, just like the motherfuckers watching them talking shit. You know? Like, we all got our demons and fucking skeletons in our closet. Just some people are more comfortable with them than others. That's not my fucking problem. Like, can't nobody make me feel bad for the way I live my life. I ain't got no regrets. There's some things I may have done different, but at the end of the day, everything I did and all the things that happened made me the man I am today.
Exactly. And do you appreciate who you are? If you do, why you want to go back and change stuff?
Don't even make
I could have been a much worse person. I'm appreciated by myself and the people around me. My mother's proud of her son.
I can't say the same just yet, but
I fucking hate you.
It's all good. She gonna get it. She gonna get it. At the end of the day, even if they don't understand now, they gonna understand later. But yeah, that's the whole beauty of it, though. That's the beauty of life, you know? Like, everybody walks their own path. Everybody has their own start to finish. It's just their own little fucking storybook.
And if everybody in the media was exactly like you, you wouldn't want to watch them.
It'd be boring as hell.
And you don't want them to have that money, but you don't want them to go away.
If I follow a lot of celebrities on my timeline, if most of the celebrities were people that I knew doing the life that, like, I see just scrolling down my timeline and shit, it'd be boring as fuck. Nobody be watching that shit. Like, I watch them because, like, I know them in real life. I'm cool with them and shit like that. But, like, just talking about from a celebrity aspect, like, the life that they're living is not interesting enough. They don't have the charisma. They don't have the stage presence. I don't even like being in front of a camera. My back is turning to this shit right now as we fucking speak. But at the end of the day, like, most people don't understand what it really takes to be an artist, to get up in front of all those people, to like go in day out and like perform or like interview or even just like autograph shit. Like artists have said it time and time again where it's like, yo, like they're tired, and the 50 11th million person comes up to them that day and like, you got to put on another smile and sign that shit. But at the end of the day, if you tell them no and you're like, yo, I just can't right now with my kid, whatever, you could be holding your kid. If you don't do it, they're going to hate you for that. They're going to fucking hate you for that.
Everybody, that's work for them. Like,
right.
People forget that's not.
That's their job.
That is part of their job, and I do understand, like, they know what they're biting off when they get into the industry. They do know that's an aspect of their job, but sometimes you just need to understand that what they're saying is genuine. This is just not a good time, and I'm sorry if you might not get another time to see the celebrity that you wish you would always get to meet.
Right.
But that might just be the case. A lot of things fall through in life. And if it just really seems like that, no, this is just not something that they're up for right now or they can do right now, you gotta let that go. You gotta take that L. You gotta walk on.
Because guess what? You've had a moment like that too.
Correct.
Like,
and you wish that motherfucker would have left
like,
you alone.
I swear. Like, but people don't want to think about it. Their problems are always
And when you're not at
bigger.
work, you don't want them coming to you wanting you to do work. So they're already doing that for you all the time. Give them sometimes.
But at the end of the day, with certain topics like that, we talking to the wall because people just still gonna do what they do, fan out, whatever, be mad at Young and Ace for the diss song that he just dropped, which was fire. At the end of the day, I'm not involved in none of that Florida shit. I don't have no personal feelings towards none of it. The song itself is fire. That's gonna be one of the top 5 diss songs in my opinion. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Like, that shit is crazy. Them niggas went in. They put a nigga's name in cursive. What the fuck? That is so disrespectful. And people will see it just as that. But also, I understand that man took 8 bullets and his 3 best friends died behind some beef and whatever. Like, it's just, at the end of the day, you don't understand what people go through. Like, this man literally was in a courtroom with bullets still in him. Like, come on now. That's going to make you feel a type of way. I don't care who you are.
It's a lot of good points, though.
For real.
For real. I hope a lot of people can really. I hope a lot of people can kind of take some time just to really absorb a lot from that and just kind of get like everybody else out here is really just like them. If you felt that way before, they felt that way before. If you felt that way now, they felt that way before. They might feel that way now. That's something you just gotta suck up, buck up, and move the fuck on with.
Right.
Welcome to life, my guy.
These artists that are singing these sad songs are not more sad than you. They just make sad songs. Mm-hmm. Like, these artists that make happy songs are not happier than you depending on the day. They just make happy songs. They eat, sleep, and shit just like you. Remember that. Like, they're humans. We're all fucking humans.
They just have a little harder time closing the door.
Just be patient with motherfuckers. Just be patient with motherfuckers. I don't know. As a usually non-peaceful motherfucker, I'm just gonna be more peaceful. Be like Morty. Be like that nigga Morty. Oh, they can't see him. I'm gonna slide. Be like that nigga Morty. Be more peaceful. See, look at him. He hurt me. Look at my nigga. Look at that stretch. Look at that peaceful ass stretch. You need to be like that. Y'all niggas worry about the wrong shit. Worried about what these rappers are doing, all this other shit. Be peaceful. Cool out.
I swear to God. That shit funny. Oh man, well,
Morty with the perfect ending again. What the fuck?
With that said, if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead, hit that like button, that subscribe button, comment below. Let us know if you like the show, what you didn't like about the show, what you'd like to hear about in the future. If you're listening to this on one of the various podcast platforms, follow, subscribe, whatever you do on that various platform. Comment, leave us some feedback. Let us know what you'd like to hear about. Appreciate y'all coming, listening to us on this episode of For Real.